Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Monday, March 24th. So happy Monday to everybody. Hey, we're live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. I do this daily check in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And well, today's Monday, so of course I'm doing it. I'm trying to get my hat straight. I don't know why. It seemed like either my hat was crooked or my head was crooked. One under the two. I don't know what it is. But anyway, let me make sure the comments are on. You can feel free to make comments. If you're on YouTube, you can make comments on YouTube. You can make comments on LinkedIn too, but not in real time. I won't be able to put your comments on the screen in real time so the whole world can see it. That's why you got to follow me on YouTube. So if you don't follow me, I mean, of course, still follow me on LinkedIn. Don't get me wrong now, because I do most of my damage on LinkedIn. But I guess just for the sake of making comments in real time and all that, I would appreciate if you go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, go to Russell of Hotels, just hit that subscribe button, bing. Anytime I go live on YouTube, and then you'll see me, and you'll get the notification. You'll be like, oh my God, Russell's going live. What he's gonna talk about? That guy, he's so something. He's everything when it comes to hospitality. I just love it. So whatever the reason is, feel free to follow me, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Russell of Hotels. Okay, so there you go. So my comments are open, so feel free to go ahead and make your comments if you so desire to do that. Hey, I'm still on this high, right? No, not because of the basketball games, anything like that, but because of last Wednesday. And I know I've talked about this already, but last Wednesday, the opportunity to go and speak at Cal State Long Beach, or Long Beach State is what I call it, Long Beach State in the LBC. I just appreciate going to talk to some hospitality students, tomorrow's hospitality leaders. I got a chance to talk to them last week. Not all of them, but, some of them at Long Beach State. So once again, shout out to Miss Brianna Coster. She's the program director and lecturer there at Cal State Long Beach. And I appreciate the opportunity to go in and speak and just share my experiences, my hospitality experiences, and to get a gauge on, where they see themselves after they graduate. I mean, there's a lot that they're going into event planning. There's some that go into hotels, some food and beverage. There was one chef, you know what I mean? So I love that, right? So I just love not everybody's all in one thing, right? And and I love that. And they're pretty engaging for the most part. So it was all good, right? So you know what? I'm looking forward to the next time. Okay, so definitely a lot of fun to do it, excitement, and just like I said, we get to meet tomorrow's hospitality leaders. So there you go, there you go. So anyway, I do this daily check-in, and I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. It's that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. That normally comes on Tuesday, right? This right here comes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I talk about hospitality related things. Today's no different. I actually have a topic or a subject that I'll talk about briefly. And these daily check-ins don't last that long. They go about 15, 20 minutes. If I get a little winded, meaning if I get long-winded, they may go to about 30 minutes. But typically, if it's just me on here, 15, 20 minutes, sometime, about 30 minutes. Like last week, I had Miss Paula C. with Cloudbeds Podcast. She was on here last Friday, right? She was on the daily check-in, and we did almost about 50 minutes, right? So, but that was because I had Paula C. and, we were talking back and forth. Just a great conversation. So if you did not get a chance to check out myself and Paula C., make sure you tune in or go back and do the replay on LinkedIn or YouTube. Just see the one with the picture of Paula C., and then click on that one, and we'll talk about, or you'll see what we talk about. But a lot of good conversation about podcasts and marketing your brand, or branding your brand, right? So it was great. It was a good conversation about who she'll have coming on this new season. This is season 3, so I do appreciate it. The name of their podcast is called The Turn Down Podcast. room. You turn down the rooms. The turn down podcast. I like that. I like that. So go and check that out. Check out the turn down podcast as well as check out myself and Paula C from last Friday. So and you'll see what we talked about. So anyway, so let's move on. Every time I do one of these shows, either the daily check-in or on air with Russell of hotels, I'm always going to showcase a hotel that I've experienced, that I've been to, that I like. Well, I don't necessarily have to like them, but if I'm there, I'm going to showcase it, right? I'm going to take photos, whatever, and then go and then show it on my lives that I do. So this is the Courtyard Marriott, Old Town, Pasadena. I actually know the director of sales and marketing there. Her name is Miss Natalie. So yes, so if you're ever there, if you need something, you need a group, you have a group, and you want to do it in Pasadena, reach out to Natalie and just say, hey, she's the director of sales and marketing there. Just say, hey, Russell sent me. That's all you got to say. And they roll out the red carpet for you. Anytime that you say that Russell sent me, oh yeah, it's all good. So yeah, so just make sure, it's always good to know people that at a property that you're going to. So my job is to kind of introduce the property, and if you need me to introduce you to maybe some of the key players there, like Natalie, who's the director of sales and marketing there, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll make sure I'll give you the intro. I'll introduce you to her. So anyway, let's get to the topic. See, once again, I said these things don't take that long, but sometimes I get a little long-winded, if you will. And I guess that's the case today. But no, we're about 7 minutes in, so we're good right now. So let me just move this out of the way because I cannot see that. I cannot see what the topic is, although I should know what the topic is without reading it on the screen. Why hotels must highlight what makes them unique on social media. Well, first of all, hotels need to be on social media in order to do that, right? So let's just put that out there, first and foremost. So hotels need to be involved in social media before they can do that, right? But that's a good reason why they should be on social media and be consistent. So it's one thing to have, a social media account, to have a profile, but you need to make sure you're working that. It's part of your marketing, it's part of your marketing plan, if you will. That thing that people put together every year, you kind of do it in conjunction with a budget, and sometimes we don't even look at it after we do it. But if you do, you need to make sure you have something in there regarding your social media. I know a lot of hotels will say, "Oh, our PR does that. Our PR company does that." Well, okay. It still needs to be in your marketing plan, right? If it's part of what your hotel is doing, regardless if it's a separate function. And I don't understand how sales and marketing are two different things when it comes to some hotels, right? Like your director of sales may not know anything about what's going on in marketing. And this happens, I'm hearing more and more about this. It's like, well, we have a separate PR company. Well, but you still have to be on the same page with your PR company, separate or not. It's still one hotel, right? It's still, it's still that one brand that you're representing, sales or marketing. You still need to know exactly what's going on because at the end of the day, if you get called on the carpet, they're going to be asking, what's going on with the marketing? Well, our PR company, well, okay, well, what is the PR company doing? Well, they're supposed to be doing, well, are you following up with the PR company? So regardless, just like if you have sales managers, you manage them. Directors of sales and marketing must manage the PR companies as well. And a lot of times they do not do that. Okay. I'm not just, I'm just not speaking because I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. So just make sure if this is your situation, make sure you are following up with the PR company because I'll just give a quick example. I was at this one hotel and I was the director of sales and marketing. It may have been a hotel that I had inherited, right? And they had a PR company. Well, I made sure I was on every call with the PR company, and I made sure because they were handling our social media too, and I made sure that they were doing everything they were supposed to be doing. And I would question a lot of things that they were doing or not doing. And they were asking us for photos and all that. Oh, we have some stock photos. I'm like, no, wait a minute. We are not posting any stock photos, okay? If anything, I will take photos of whatever you want to see, and I will send them to you because I want to make sure that the SEO and all that is in line with everything, right? Because if they're stock photos, they don't get a lot of play on social media. They just don't because of the algorithms and how it's set up and all that stuff. See, a lot of people don't know that. So you have to take real photos with your phone or your digital camera, and then you send them to them, right? But a lot of people don't do that. They just basically just like, oh yeah, okay, go ahead with the stock photos, as long as we're posting any something, right? No, you want interaction with guests. You want all those kind of things, right? So you dictate, or you should dictate what the PR company is actually showing on social media, and you should always question it. Okay, if it's something that you don't agree with, go ahead and question it. It's okay. It's your hotel. At the end of the day, it is your hotel. It's not their hotel. It's yours, and they report to you. That's how it should happen. That's how it should work. If it doesn't work like that, you need to talk to somebody. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that ranting and raving about that, but it's one of those things that happens at hotels, and I hear this time in and time out. Like, oh, we can't do that because the PR company. I'm like, who's the PR company work for? Yeah, I understand they work for us, but anyway, there's a lot of buts. And at the end of the day, is your social media up or down? You know what I mean? Is it are they utilizing it to its full potential or not, or is it still lacking? I mean, those are the things that you need to figure out. But anyway, why hotels must highlight what makes them unique on social media. So regardless of you doing it or they're doing it, these are 5 things that you should do. And I don't know if I put that. Did I put the 5 things on there? I did not. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just gonna read them. Okay, but check this out. On my blog, they're on my blog. So go to russellofhotels.com and check out the blog on there. Hit that button, bing, and those things are there. So it's 3 things that I'm gonna go over that I don't know why I didn't put them up here, but I did. But anyway, 1, stand out in a saturated market. In today's digital landscape, travelers are bombarded with options, from major hotel brands to boutique hotels and vacation rentals. To cut through the noise, hotels need to showcase what sets them apart. Is it your locally curated art collection, historic architecture, signature welcome drink? Guests are drawn to authenticity and storytelling, and social media is the perfect platform to creatively share these elements through photos, videos, and behind the scenes content. So make sure that's happening. An example of that, a hotel with a rooftop garden could share a video series of how their chef uses those ingredients in guest meals. That would be great, right? So I know, oh man, there's a couple of hotels that I've been to that they showcase we're doing a tour of the hotel. They're showcasing the garden that the chef has, right? And with all these herbs and all that kind of stuff. And wouldn't that be great if he was there saying, hey, I'm going to pick some of these things today, and this will be in tonight's dinner that we're hosting for you. That's a great story right there, right? Everyone loves the chef, right? Everyone loves the chef that does a garden, a rooftop garden, or whatever kind of garden it is. It didn't have to be necessarily rooftop, but of course that was the example. But this particular hotel, it was in Arizona, and he was showcasing, or he was showing off his garden. I thought that was the greatest thing. And he was picking things, heirloom tomatoes and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's a story in itself, right? So why not highlight those things? Guests love it. People on social media will eat that up. They'll be, let me have those heirloom tomatoes. Anyway, so that would be a great one. And this is something that an OTA will never share, will ever capture. You're never going to find this on an OTA. OTA stands for online travel agent, like your Expedias, hotels.com, whatever, where a lot of people book, but they'll never show those stories. They're never gonna have videos of that. They're never gonna show that. Never gonna showcase that your chef is doing this. There's never gonna be a profile of that. That's where you can profile your chef, right? Okay, he just started. He was in New York at various restaurants. Now he's with us here in the desert, and he's doing this. He's doing these great things. Now he has a garden here, and it's just, oh my God, it's just wonderful. And he showcases the food that he gets out of that he harvests from the garden all the time on the daily or nightly specials or whatever. I mean, can you just feel that? Right? So that's what it's all about. Number two, turn followers into bookers. Social media isn't just about brand visibility, it's part of your sales funnel. When you consistently highlight what makes your hotel special, you're not just gaining likes, you're nurturing potential guests. Yeah, you're educating them, right? People buy from brands they know, like, and trust. Showcasing your vibe, staff, amenities, and guest experiences help bridge that trust gap. A well executed reel of a guest stay or a UGC post with a glowing caption can be the final push someone needs to book directly through your site. So yeah, so when you user generated content, that's what UGC stands for. But when you're posting things or they're posting things on your behalf, I mean that's a great man. That's what you want, right? You want as much information as you can. You want consistency, all that stuff, right? So it's not just about likes, it's about putting stuff out there that's getting your guests excited about it, right? So yeah, so just make sure that, so number one was stand out in a saturated market. Number two, turn followers into bookers. And number three, I only got three, so just relax. Attract your ideal guest. Not every traveler is looking for the same experience, and that's okay. A family seeking a kid-friendly vacation might scroll past a luxury spa resort, just as a digital nomad might skip a conference-style hotel. That's why it's critical to use social media to target and attract your ideal audience by highlighting the features and personality of your hotel. This leads to more satisfied guests, better reviews, and stronger brand loyalty. Example of that would be if your hotel is eco-conscious, post about your sustainability practices, recycling initiatives, biodegradable amenities, or partnerships with local green businesses. And you'll attract travelers who care about that too, right? So whatever you're into, if that's rooftop bars or exotic drinks or whatever, or being eco-friendly, dog-friendly, something like that, make sure you post those things because there's someone out there that wants that. So that way you can target that specific group of people, right? Well, maybe your hotel or your resort is all about families. Well, let's show photos and videos of families, right? Why would you have individuals just chilling at the pool when it's a family friendly and you want more families there, right? In the same way, if you're individuals, you're trying to get, single, people there, why would you show families? I mean, so whatever you're trying to get, you can do that in social media, and then there's no guessing what you're looking for, right? So those are things that we could do that we don't do, or maybe we don't do enough of it. And if we do it, we only do a little bit of it. You got to be consistent with this thing. It's a full-time job doing this whole social media thing, right? So just make sure we are highlighting what makes our hotels unique on social media, right? So everyone on social media, everyone out there? I don't see any hands shown out there. I'm looking in the audience right there. I don't see a lot of hands. I see maybe one or two. There's like 100 people there. So you tell me only one or two people are doing this? I mean, come on. You have to control what you can control. That's one thing that I always say. If you can control your social media or what you're doing or what you're not doing, I mean, that's power right there if you can control it, right? So if you're doing it on property, make sure you're putting things out. You can put things out on the fly. You don't have to necessarily, well, like, we got to plan this and we're only going to do this two times a week or whatever. Well, if something that comes up, there's a special, a promo, or the chef is doing something special, do it right then. Highlight, the chef every week or something like that. Get a commitment from the chef, whoever that chef may be, get a commitment. Hey, I like to show you or showcase what you do in the kitchen. I mean, just a quick video, 30 seconds or whatever. I'm just throwing that out there. But you can put the things together. I mean, it's really not that difficult to do. It's just that you have to have the drive to do it. And you have to be consistent because people will do things one time. They think that's the end all. Okay, we did it one time and we didn't get anything for it. Well, no, it's about wanting people wanting for more, right? It's about teasing people and constantly doing things, right? So it's all about consistency when it comes to social media. So those are things you need to do. Okay, so these are things why hotels must highlight what makes them unique on social media. So if you did not get that, go to my website, go to my blog, go russellofhotels.com, click on the blog, bing, it'll pop up, and I'll give you all the things that I just talked about, right? All the things are there. So just check it out. In fact, speaking of the blog, boom, there you go. So just go russellofhotels.com, look for the blog section, hit it, bing, and all the information that I just talked about will be there. So this is the bar section of the Courtyard Marriott in Old Town Pasadena. Old Town Pasadena. Oh, and this is a guest room, right? Okay. And this overlooks, this is on the first floor, overlooks like this garden area or the patio and their pool area as well. So, once again, On Air with Russell of Hotels comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And if it doesn't come on like tomorrow, I'm going to be traveling tomorrow, right? So, if I'm not able to do it tomorrow, I will do it in the week, right? So, I'm just not sure right now because of, travel time and all that. But of course, I plan on doing it. But sometimes, sometimes things come up and I just can't get to it. But I will definitely do it this week, right? So there you go. And it's live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn. Okay. Always live on LinkedIn, always live on YouTube. So that's On Air with Russell of Hotels. Tomorrow will be show number 291. Wow. Countdown to 300. 300. So there you go. And any information at all, if you need any questions answered, you need me to assist with anything, just like the social media thing, right? That you need to post things that are unique. Maybe you don't know what's unique about your hotel. Maybe you don't even know how to post things. Maybe because that PR company that used to do it, they skipped that on you. You're not doing it anymore. They're like, you know what? We don't do that anymore. Feel free to reach out to me, Russell at russellofhotels.com. That is my email. Or you can go to russellofhotels.com and my phone number is there. So if you need to call me and talk to me like right now, you feel free to do that. My phone number is there. Once again, russellofhotels.com. Phone number is there, email's there. Any way you want to communicate with me, you can. You can do an in message on LinkedIn. You can slide into my DMs on IG. You can send me a message on YouTube and whatever else. So I'm accessible, and that's one thing that anyone that does marketing or hotel site selection, whatever, you need to be accessible because if they want questions answered, they don't have time to be waiting. So however you want to communicate with me, that's what I'm here for. So anyway, so feel free to reach out to me, reach out and touch somebody's hand. I don't know. Today's Monday, and I'm in the singing mood, I guess. Anyway, that is it. Once again, these things don't have to be that long. See, I'm at 23 minutes. So I said 15 to 20. I'm a little bit over because sometimes I do get a little long-winded, like I said, right? And now I'm singing and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm Russell of Hotels. Thank you so much for joining this daily check-in. Daily check-ins come on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Tuesdays, I have that live hospitality talk show called Russell of Hotel, On Air with Russell of Hotels. Comes on at 1 o'clock on LinkedIn and YouTube. Also, on Saturdays, I drop not every Saturday, but I did just this past Saturday. It's a web series that I do. It's called Hospitality Unplugged, where I talk about my career progression from college to where I am today. Now I'm taking steps, right? So I'm not here yet, right? But I am like on episode number 11. I just got my first sales position, right? So I talk about everything that leads up to that, right? So I'm talking about the sales position. I think I have one more episode on sales because I go a little bit more in depth, and then I move on to something else, right? Whatever the next progression of my career was. So the goal is to start from college and work my way up to recent or current days of being Russell of Hotels. So this is kind of the process of just being, but starting my career in hospitality to when I began Russell of Hotels. And what did that look like, right? And why did I do that, right? Why did I leave property and start Russell of Hotels? I mean, all that stuff is going to be coming up. So check it out. It's on LinkedIn, it's on YouTube. So feel free to check that out. It's called Hospitality Unplugged, the story of Russell of Hotels. I just threw that in at the end, but no, that's what it's all about though. That is it. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Happy Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, and as always,